Hello and welcome back to For the Love of Oats. We have Vicky Mesita.
Hello.
And we have moi.
Scott. Hi, Scott. Scott's here.
We also have got special guest here.
Special guest Scott in the background there, delivering me my beautiful cup of tea.
Oh man, I've just got H2O.
H2O.
I haven't got a brew. My brew maker isn't around. Yeah, so
Carry on.
we've had a couple of weeks off, through being busy. Vicky, you've been very busy with powerlifting. She's been a powerlifter, been a powerlifting coach,
right,
and things. And we've had our guests be ill, not the coronavirus, but there just seems to be a lot of illnesses around. Like everyone's ill. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be like the flu. Everyone's got like a bit of a bug. And it's just flying around. Like my client.
To be fair, it probably is the coronavirus because everyone's getting so hyped up about the coronavirus. Do you know what? I'm sure I've had the coronavirus and got over it. I'm sure Scott's had the coronavirus and got over it.
Because I'm your training partner, and I will have it then.
Well, yeah, you probably did. Everyone's actually saying that 80% of the people who contract coronavirus don't actually know that they have it. So I'm going with that.
There's a lot of stuff out there, isn't there, about the coronavirus? Yeah. Some people are convinced that it's 5G. The 5G network is causing the coronavirus, and Facebook's a terrible place to be because you can't see anything other than the coronavirus. And I've seen people like, right, this coronavirus is a conspiracy to keep us under control. Fact. Like, it's not fact, is it? It's like, and then people are saying to us, just don't. Why are you being brainwashed? Why are you acting like a sheep? Why are you believing everything the media says? Well, to be honest with you, mate, I'm not going to believe what some guy on Facebook's going to be saying, because then I will be a sheep.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll carry on ranting about the coronavirus in a moment.
Yeah.
So what's new with you? Let's update Mr. Richardson, the stacked Mr. Richardson.
Same old, really. Training, eating, sleeping, the same old.
Yeah, but it's not. You're a natty now.
Yeah, I'm a natty. I'm beginning my first PCT. I've started it, and I've heard some disgusting things about it, but I'm just going to experience it. It's all an experience. All this is my first time. So I've run my course for 17 weeks, and now I'm going to be coming off for 12 weeks, and then I will resume another course. But yeah, as of now, things are going well. I'm only like a couple of weeks off. About 2 weeks today actually, and so there's been no knocks in strength or mood or anything like that. That's to be expected. Coming off. But yeah, everything's going fine. Earlier this week, I got a massive lifetime PB of pressing the 70s. That was good. I was one for the bucket list.
Certainly was. It was very, very good. It was very good. I was privileged to be there videoing, recording that one, especially with the fist bump at the end. That's the noise a fist bump makes, everybody. If you're not actually watching this on YouTube, a fist bump makes that noise. So you press the 70s, and then you were doing some ultimate rows yesterday, were you not?
Yeah. I was doing 77.5s. Now, I'm happy with this. I'm happy things are going up. Like I'm the strongest I've been on my back by quite a bit. I had a decent pressing strength when I was natural, but I got injured, so a lot of that course was rebuilding my strength. But I'm now above that strength. It's hard to actually ever feel strong when you train in the same gym as Eddie Hall, and then you get special guests coming like Martin Ford, and you've got these.
Who's a monster, by the way. Holy shit! I stand next to Martin Ford, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Paddy McGuinness is even stronger than me now. from training with them too. Like he's down the gym all the time. And I come down the gym and I'm like, yeah, look, there's another person bigger than me. Like,
yeah. To be fair, Paddy's doing quite well. He did the Atlas Stones not so long ago, and I was like, holy shit, Paddy, that's quite good.
Yeah.
Ultimate gold.
Yeah, for sure. I think training with the world's strongest man is definitely helping.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, in terms of coming off, my main focus is I'm just going to approach this how I approach the deficit. I'm going to take each day as it comes. I'm going to be expecting things to be terrible. I'm not going to wake up and go, oh, I'm going to be weak today. I'm just going to be really, trying to aim to progress in my numbers like I was when I was on. So that's the sort of mindset you should really take everywhere. A lot of people, it's advised like, you've got to keep a positive mindset and you've got to keep, the mindset of that you're going to progress in the gym. But you should have that mindset as much as you possibly can, because the psychologically, it benefits your performance a lot. And I see a lot of clients that I have that from me just going, like, because I work at the gym where a lot of my clients train, so they send me videos of them training. And say if I see them training, I will literally stand by them and I'll push them and go, yeah, one more. And I'm not touching anything or anything, no false reps. I'm like, wow, I've got like 5 more reps. Now, that isn't a massive strength gain. It's just that they've tapped in to their mind to unlock those additional reps because they've tapped into a particular mindset that they needed to get there. All I did is say one more, or let's go, let's keep going. So mindset is definitely key for performance. Absolutely.
I was actually gonna no. Did I talk to you about this or did I talk to Scott about it? I think I spoke to both of you. But yeah, in terms of like, you saying just do one more, just do another one, just do another one. This is one of the things that I really don't like about RPE training, because unless you have actually gone to true and complete failure, how do you actually know what RPE is? So instead, if you weren't there saying, just do one more, would that client have actually pushed themselves and done that one more? Because they've actually said to you, shit, I got 5 more. So what they can perceive as like an RPE 9 was actually like an RPE 5 or 6. So they're not really actually pushing those boundaries. And it's just literally because people don't train hard enough these days, in my opinion. That is just solely my opinion.
Or it's just the lack of perspective of going to failure. I was very fortunate enough to just have decent training partners, decent training ethic early on into the gym. So I've pretty much always trained to failure. But there's some people who go, quite a while in their training career and they don't go to failure. And yeah, they have one hard session with a certain someone who does go to failure. And they're like, wow, okay, I've learned what hard training actually is. I just think it's a lack of perspective. I see a lot of the time. I've trained with a lot of bodybuilders, and a lot of bodybuilders don't. As well, some bodybuilders don't particularly. They think they're training hard, but they're not training hard. And I don't know. Sometimes you just need that perspective. Of just hard work, really.
Hard work and hard effort.
Yeah.
And continuity.
Exactly, just consistency with that. Because I find a lot of people like, yeah, I went balls the wall this session, I went really hard, right? And they probably put it on their Instagram and people are like, wow, you train hard. But that would be a one-off session where they're probably just feeling it that day. Now, there's a difference between that and going into the gym when you're not particularly feeling motivated and you're still smashing it out with everything you've got.
Yeah, exactly.
Consistently. Now, I think they're the people that get to the places they want to be, or get to the places where the average person isn't.
That's it.
It's the same with everything in life. If you do things, if you contribute towards your goals when you're motivated and you aren't motivated, you're going to get to that. There's more.
I had this conversation with one of my clients the other day. I told you about it, didn't I? Because I got a message off her and she said, you know, I'm really demotivated today. She's like 4 weeks out from a show. And she said, I'm really demotivated today. I ate off plan yesterday, didn't stick to my macros, and now I really don't want to train. What should I do? Just take a rest day? And I literally messaged her back saying, do you want to compete in April? That was it. Her response was yes. So I sent her a voice note explaining in, you know, it was like 3 minutes or whatever. But I sent her over a voice note saying, if you actually want to be on stage in April to the best that you can ever look like, your motivation every single day has got to be 110%. No excuses. It has got to be 110%. And that is the thing. You see so many people start a contest prep and they're like, yeah, I'm in it. 80% of them never make it to stage because it is too fucking hard. And then when they get to that point where their motivation drops, they're just like, oh, I'm demotivated. I'm just going to stay in bed today. And then all of a sudden it's like, shit, I'm 2 weeks out. I best pull out. You know, and it is that motivation, that mindset. Your mind will give up before your body does. So if you are not 110% motivated every single fucking day of a contest prep, guess what? You ain't going to make it to stage.
You've got to be stubborn. You've got to be very, very stubborn with what you want to do. I'm a stubborn guy. Sometimes that doesn't go in my favor. Quite a lot of the time, like Molly, this. She's like, "You're very stubborn, Jack." I'm like, "I'm not." Like, you are. I'm not. See, but
I win.
But anyway, like you've got to be stubborn because there are days on prep that I've experienced where I've got up in the morning. The last thing I want to do is get up, walk, train, do cardio, walk back to the gym, walk back from the gym. Last thing I want to do. Special guest Molly.
Hi, Molly. Special guest. Hi.
The last thing I want to be doing, but I will do it anyway because that's what I need to do to get to where I need to be. So, yeah.
It's the same like a powerlifting meet prep as well. Because let's face it, and I'm going to be completely open and honest with everybody here. Even my powerlifters say the same thing. Powerlifting training is fucking boring, right? It's squat, bench, deadlift. Squat, bench, deadlift. Squat, bench, deadlift. It's really fucking boring. But if you want to be an epic powerlifter, then you have to squat, bench, and deadlift all the time, repeatedly. But if you do not kind of continue on with that mindset of repetitiveness, of consistency, of just trying to eke out that extra tiny little bit every single time, guess what? You're not going to be a massive powerlifter. You're not going to be very good at it. So it is boring. Yeah, bodybuilding, especially in the off season, is boring. Powerlifting.
Monotonous. You just got to do. You've got to do the monotonous shit that people that a lot of people aren't willing to do. Like there was a particular time in my prep where I got up and I had to do my cardio. I think it was the hottest day of the year. I went onto the Stairmaster. It was a different Stairmaster. It was a hard one. I believe it was a harder Stairmaster because I put it on this level, and by the first 5 minutes, I was like, "Shit, I'm so out of breath."
Yeah, that wasn't the Stairmaster. Stairs are the stairs. That's your mentality because you're tired, you're depleted, you're hot.
I was like, I want to put this level down, or I want to go down, but because I was that stubborn, I was like, I just thought to myself, I'm just going to keep it at this level. I'm just going to keep going until I've reached my time limit. And it got to a certain point where I was starting to salivate because I was feeling sick and I was starting to feel wheezy. And I just thought to myself, I'm not going to give in to lowering the thing. I thought I was that stubborn. I was like, I'm not going to do it. I am not going to do it. And it was horrible. It was the most horrible cardio session I've ever had in my life. But sometimes you just get those tests of wills thrown at you through different parts of life. I believe that was one of them for myself. And I could just say I won that time. So and I just think you've just got to be very stubborn.
You've got to dig deep through the hard times. and just get on with it. It's like going to the shop and making sure that you stand there until they bring out new stock of toilet roll when the coronavirus is the highest peak.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you just got to not give in to panic buying. Toilet roll. Yeah. I'm actually considering panic buying myself. I'm actually panic buying, thinking about panic buying toilet roll because everyone else is panic buying. And I don't know when the next time I'll be able to buy some. I went into the shop today and there was none. There was no toilet roll anywhere. Right.
And do you know what? The thing is, the coronavirus doesn't even give you the shits. So why are people panic buying toilet roll? Makes me laugh.
This is the thing. Yeah. The only thing they had was kitchen roll. And which was terrible. Like, I'm having to ration myself now with my toilet roll. I'm like,
only one square folded.
Yeah. I'm like, Mo, we're only allowed 2 squares now per toilet trip. Any more than that, then you're being sanctioned. Bulk buying, panic buying, pasta. Pasta is gone, right? There's no pasta anywhere. There's people, I work at Apex Gym, right? There's people stealing soap from there.
Stealing it?
Yeah.
We know who you are,
you know
Hayden.
Who you are.
Put it back.
Yeah, Hayden. Get your own soap. But yeah, we had to make a post actually saying stop stealing our hand soap because we've had to get some more. But it's making everyone turn crazy, and it's that type of sheepish behaviour that I think we have in our human nature, which can correlate to just the fitness industry in general with these trends, and just with just copying other things or saying, oh, we don't do this because of this, or you know what I mean.
It absolutely. I mean, it's all hyperbole at the end of the day. That's a good word, isn't it? I bet you didn't know that I could say that word properly. Hyperbole. It's
Can you say it backwards?
Bully hyper.
Okay. You prepared for that question?
I did. Whilst I'm eating my rationed pasta. Gluten-free, by the way, because celiac.
You've got the pasta then.
I have the pasta.
You.
Yes, the gluten-free shit. Nobody else
rice. There's no rice either. And I'm a bodybuilder. I need my rice. Right? These people are part-time rice eaters. I'm a full-time rice eater.
Part-time rice eater. Rude.
It's just dude.
Yeah, it is about this hyperbole. So, or hype. I mean, if you think about it, right? Coconut oil and coffee. When did that come out? How much media hype did they give to coconut oil? All of these amazing qualities that coconut oil has. So you have to put it in everything. Put it on your face, put it in your coffee, stick it on your toilet roll, wipe your ass with it. It's going to be absolutely bang on for you. What is it? It's a fat. Yes, all right, it's a medium chain triglyceride, so it's containing MCTs. If you have a problem digesting fat, coconut oil is pretty good for you because it's digested in a different way. But it's a fat. It still contains 9 calories per gram. There is nothing magic of it. It is still fat. It is an oil. It's solid at room temperature. You can cook with it. It tastes of coconut. Congratulations. Put it in your coffee tastes oily. If you like that, fabulous. If you don't do it. You're not going to miss out on amazing hypertrophy qualities or strength gains or ease to poo. You're not if you miss out coconut oil.
Yeah, I mean, someone came up to me and said, "I look at this diet plan that I've brought, right?" And they went into detail like, "Right, you've got to, you can't eat green tea. Well, no, you've got to eat green tea, should I say? Because you've got to have green tea. I need to.
Like eating green tea is going to be weird.
Yeah, it is going to be weird, but you've got to. You've got to have green tea because it will help you burn fat. You've got to have apple cider vinegar because it will help you burn fat. All this bro science stuff, and that still exists. That still exists, man. With everything out there, and this person is just charging people money, and they're getting the clients as well because people are believing these type of things, right?
And he's charging it cheap. And it sounds clever. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to put a post out on Instagram later on saying that I am putting together an anti-coronavirus diet. And I'm going to charge £10 for it. Do you know what? I'd be a fucking millionaire by Monday.
You probably
because
will.
of the hype.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's tempting me.
I know. You can't have that idea. It's mine. You cannot have that idea now. It's mine. I mean, we're homies and we're in it together. So maybe we'll just do like a joint program or something.
We could do.
What's that?
What's in the diet? What's in the coronavirus diet?
Toilet paper, antimicrobial spray, green lentil and pea pasta because gains, and fiber, avocado skin, not the flesh, just the skin, and you have to keep the pip and wash your potatoes with it. So just rub your potatoes with the pip of the avocado. You can have raspberries, but only if they're wonky, not if they're a perfect shape.
That makes sense, yeah.
Of course. And you need to drink instant coffee flavored with vanilla. That is the only thing that you can drink. That is the anti-coronavirus diet. Have that.
Have a Corona.
And you need to have a bottle of Corona every night because a little bit of the virus itself is, it's a pathogen that you're entering into your body and you build up the antibodies, etc., etc. See, science.
That is how easy it is to come up with bullshit.
Yep.
That is literally how easy it is to come up with bullshit. And a lot of people will go, yeah, that makes sense.
I'll buy that.
It's the same sort of logic as 5G is causing the coronavirus.
Yep. I mean, let's have a look at something that's other than hype. I'm going to choke on my pasta. See, coronavirus. I need different pasta. If you have a look at Slimming World, go into Iceland, Slimming World, free foods, right? This is what I've never really understood. Free foods. The whole meal is approximately 500 calories, but it's a free food. So apparently those 500 calories don't exist.
Oh, don't get me started.
I know. You put them in the microwave, you put this meal in the microwave, you give it a stir, 12 minutes later, you've got this big, huge, steaming pile of food, but the calories go poof, and they don't exist. They literally go poof.
I remember being on prep, and I was working.
You lived on Slimming World meals, didn't you? You counted your sins.
I counted all my sins, and that's how I got stage lean. No, I was working at Tesco, and there was a lot of people in Slimming World. And I was speaking to him about it. I was like, "This meal that I have now, what is it? Is it a free meal or what? What?" She's like, "Yeah, that's a free meal." I'm like, "Okay, well, this is what I'm using to sustain myself. This is the majority of what I eat, and this is what else I eat." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's a free meal as well." So, what I'm eating to keep me alive, I could eat infinite amounts, and I wouldn't gain weight. Is that what you're telling me? Like, yeah. Like, okay, I'm doing this wrong, man. Okay. Like, because I'm starving over here, I'm just trying to limit the amount of rice I'm eating. But you're telling me I can have unlimited amounts. That's great. That is great. Slimming World, it's a cult.
Oh, totally. Total cult. Well, if you think about it as well, they berate you if you put on weight. I mean, let's have a look at it. So you weigh in at 5 o'clock in the evening, possibly starve yourself all day because you're worried about what the cult leader, the Slimming World activist, is going to say when you've put on a pound.
Yeah, you've got women nearly giving themselves a brain hemorrhage trying to plop out the last pounds just so they can lose weight on the scale at the most inaccurate time probably of the day to weigh yourself.
Yeah.
Illogical.
Illogical. And then you have to talk about it. Then you have to sit around in like a therapy group and just kind of say, right then, Janice, what did you do? Why are you a pound heavier this week? Well, I'm constipated. Well, that doesn't constitute to it. You must have not counted your sins properly. And I've had actually discussions and a little bit of conflict of people like, why are you bashing Slimming World? It works for me. Like, what? Cutting out shit works for you. Funny that.
That's crazy. Not eating shit has helped you lose weight.
I think personally, right, from my own perspective, Slimming World is great for people who do not understand nutrition, who people are not of that elite level, obviously, as you know, and for people who have got a big amount of weight to lose. I'm very, very much in agreement with that, because it actually teaches people to learn about portion control. It teaches people to obviously have like a certain amount of carbohydrates per day, a certain amount per fats per day. What I don't like is the fact that they call them sins. Now, you know what I'm like. I'm really big in mindset, really big in emotional upset and that kind of thing. And if you tell somebody that they've had a little extra cheese that day sprinkled on their free pasta or free meat or something like that, and they've had another sprinkling of cheese that didn't say Slimming World on it or something like that, God forbid they actually have chippies from McCain as opposed to Slimming World chips, and then they're being told that they have sins. I mean, talk about like, welcome to an eating disorder. Now you're associating everything that isn't branded Slimming World as naughty. And no, you cannot have it. What happens if it's your birthday? Is that a Slimming World cake? Oh, I can't have it then because guilt.
Yeah.
You know? And this is the thing about media hype. I mean, we can go on about it for bloody years because there's so many things associated with media hype. Media hype on deadlifts. You know, round back, don't that round back. Who's stronger at it? Oh, don't round back because, you know, you'll break it. But now do round back because it's better for your thoracic. Media hype. Who's right? Coconut oil, not coconut oil. Slimming World, Weight Watchers. Did you know that there was another thing now in Weight Watchers? There's another way that you can do Weight Watchers called Flex. I'm like, oh my God, that's if it fits your macros. Like we haven't been doing this for fucking years. But no, Weight Watchers has branded it, and it's an app. It's an app that you can have on your phone, just like MyFitnessPal, but it's called Weight Watchers Flex.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Weight Watchers. You have now finally caught up after 7 years.
They're terrible, aren't they? They're terrible, but this is the leading thing. But again, alongside this, you could say, what was his name? Joe
Wicks.
Yes, that's the one. You know, leading 15 guy saying it doesn't matter.
Have you seen some of his meals? There was a sausage and what was it? Sausage chorizo paella or something like that he did. Mate, one portion was like 900 calories. I'm like, leaning 15, fucking hell.
Yeah, all
right, mate, that's like a bikini girl's complete intake.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Like, I don't understand it, man. I don't, but like, I remember speaking to these. I was actually speaking to people into business. I was explaining my business. It was a bit like a Dragon's Den thing, and I was explaining the business of online coaching and how I'll be coaching people. He's like, "Will you be like?" Is his name Joe Wicks? Yeah. He's like, "Will you be like Joe Wicks? Is that what you strive for?" I'm like, "No, I want to actually do something that works.
Yeah.
I want to actually give proper nutrition advice." I actually got a little offended. Like, no, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to go around and say, "Oh, deficit doesn't matter. Just eat this book from this book." That's just it's an outdated way of thinking.
The thing is, I mean, we bash these things, and to be honest, right, guys, we're not particularly bashing them. We're just obviously discussing them about hype and media and things like that, and people obviously latching onto these things because Joe Wicks is a bloody good business person. I mean, he has built an empire, right, on this lean 15, and all he's getting people to do is change their way in eating. So getting off the pizzas, getting off the takeaways and that kind of thing, and just doing 15 minutes worth of exercise a day. I mean, fair enough, good on the guy. Do you know what I mean? He's obviously changed a lot of people's mindset from saying, actually, do you know what? You can do something about this if you just get off your ass for 15 minutes a day.
I mean, it's giving nice food options, which is healthy and clean, and getting people to cook for themselves as well, because that's what's missing as well. A lot of people eat processed shit because they just can't be asked to cook, and because that's available, and that's the easier thing to do. Yeah, so it's good in that respect. It's good in that respect, but
be different. Make sure that you personalize and tailor things. It's the same thing like coaches. They have cookie cutter programs because they can't be asked.
Yeah.
They can take on thousands and thousands of clients, all giving them the same kind of program, the same nutrition program and things like that. Why? Because they can't be asked.
Yeah.
Oh, we're on a rant, aren't we? And they don't take it. Oh no, just going in, full on going in.
It's funny. It is very funny. Like we before we started this podcast, we were like, do we have any topics to discuss? We're like, I think we'll see where the conversation flows. Yeah. And I think we just talked about a million things.
It's brilliant. But this is the thing is, right, is that again, I put a post up this morning on Instagram. Do you know what? So much response from it. And I literally tell the truth. And I think that's one of the biggest things that this industry is missing, is telling the truth, calling people out on their bullshit, because I'm a no bullshit approach coach. You know that anyway. And I make it very, very, very fundamentally clear to anybody who comes on board and has a consultation with myself that I'm no bullshit. I'm going to tell you how it is. But I'm also not an arsehole, So if you are struggling and if you have some emotional constraints or things like that, I'm going to take that into consideration. I had a big chat with you about it yesterday, didn't I? In terms of like deadlifts. And saying, do you know what, man? You're my homie, and if somebody pisses on your bonfire, that's going to fucking affect me, especially in a certain light. And it's not because it's you. Don't feel offended. It's not just because I know. I'm sorry. Put the lip back over before you trip over it. It's not because it's you, but it's because I see another human being that has been emotionally affected for no reason. And it's completely unnecessary. And it's that unnecessary conversation that somebody can have, but they can say it in a necessary way. Does that make sense? Yeah. It's like my feedback I give in 3 different ways. I either give WhatsApp voice note, I do a YouTube video, or I do written feedback, depending on what I want to say and how I want to say it. I had to pull somebody out of a prep yesterday. And for that, I did them a YouTube video because I wanted to see how passionate I was about their health. Their health was getting detrimented because of a weight cut. And I said, it's not fucking worth it. Go into the class above, just enjoy the competition. It's not a serious competition. And what is going to be more important to you, your kidney function or getting a plastic trophy in your first comp, which realistically, you might not even podium. So and that was gutting to that person. Do you know what I mean? It was completely gutting with me saying, no, I'm pulling you out. But for the sake of their own health, and I was really, really hardcore about it. I was down the line. I was like, nope, I'm sorry, not happening. This is what you need to do to get your health back on track. I mean, she's still like 4 weeks out from the competition or what have you, but she started to get delirious. She wasn't focusing properly. She was almost like showing signs of hypernatremia, which was not a good sign. Ketones in her urine, which means that she's breaking down muscle tissue, and simply just not having enough. So that's the reason why you've got to be that harsh, but there's a way of putting things across. You can be a harsh coach with a lot of passion, or you can be an arsehole. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Exactly. Yeah. It's trying to moderate between the two, and a good coach will not only be able to get the client to do the thing that gets them towards the goal, but they will have compassion and empathy alongside that. So other people can be told how it is, and it's like, right, okay, you need to do this and that. Like for me, I could just follow a plan and just go, right, okay, this is how it is, and this is how it is. If I'm, for some reason, something's not going right, it's like, right, okay, this isn't happening. This needs to change. But there are some people out there where you have to be a little bit softer with them. So it's very person dependent.
Sure.
And this is a part of being a good coach. Now, there are a lot of coaches out there who just speak to the clients like absolute shit. Yeah. Absolute shit. And it's like, it mind boggles me, because these people are paying for a service to be spoken to like shit. And this is where it confuses. Coaches get confused. It's not a dictatorship, it's a partnership. between the coach and the client. And this is what I will always say to my clients. I actually try to reiterate this to my clients. So like, oh, should I go on a cut or gain weight? I'm like, right, okay, this will be the benefits of losing weight, and this will be the benefits of gaining weight. This will be like a general client, say. When they're indecisive about a gaining phase or a diet phase, whatever, I'm like, it's your choice. I will not say what I want you to do. You make the decision. Here's the pros and cons. And I just think a lot of coaches miss that sort of way of thinking. I just think, oh, it's a dictatorship. You do as I say, like the parent or they own them or anything. And they don't. No. They start talking to them like crap and taking the clients for granted. It's very silly.
It's a big thing. I don't think you should take anything in this world for granted. I think that realistically, you should be grateful for everything that you get given. This is my hippie woo-woo shit. I'm a big fan of hippie woo-woo. I really, really am. You know, I've always said it.
I'm a hippie woo-woo person. Like, you know, totally. I used to take things for granted, like toilet paper.
And now you are segregated to kitchen roll. Yeah. Hey, mate, just be thankful it's not blue roll. Guys, if you want this is what we have.
Oh, dear. Oh.
You know, be thankful it's not blue roll. Blue roll is bad for the ass. Oh, God, especially if you've got a hairy ass as well. Please, guys, don't.
Oh, you have.
You do not want to be you do not want to be caught in a code brown with only blue roll left in the house.
No, you don't. But, you know, soon might be when we're all locked in our houses because the Corona beer is outside patrolling the streets.
That's it. See, guys, this is what I'm saying. Anti-coronavirus diet is going on sale at the end of this podcast. So £10, you will have your own personalised coronavirus diet sent to you via your inbox. And what's our team name? What have we called ourselves?
Oh, what was
Imperium Titan. No, Spartan Titan. Spartan Titan. What was it?
Yeah, I think it was something like that. Spartan Titan. Spartan.
Spartan Titan. The Spartan and the Titan.
The Spartan.
The Titans from Sparta.
Yes, as Sparta and Titan.
Oh, so funny. Anyway, we've got a team name for some bizarre reason. There's something to do with Spartan and Imperium and Titans, and it will be fun. And we will put that up on the socials today. Up for sale, £10. £10 of coronavirus diet. You will be safe whilst locked in your house for 2 weeks. That's a good point. If the whole thing's in lockdown, right? If the country is in lockdown, what the hell are we going to do in terms of training?
I've got keys to a gym, so I'm sorted.
You're fine.
It's just you, really. You need to fight. You need to do some home workouts, probably better press ups.
Mate, you've got keys to a gym. I'll just come to the gym.
No, I can't. It's quarantined.
Why?
Why? You might be stealing the hand soap. That might be good. You might be stealing the hand soap.
And the toilet roll.
And the toilet roll, yeah.
Yeah, but I can bring raisins. And if I bring raisins, then it counteracts it.
Oh, yeah, true. Is that on the coronavirus diet?
Yeah. Oh, raisins are magic. Especially if you get the little pots, just the 14-gram ones that have a unicorn on it. They're the magic ones.
I see.
You see? You have keys to a gym. I have unicorn raisins. Partnership made in heaven.
There we go. We're back in business. We're back.
On that note, we're going to go. I think this has been a very successful talk. Do you not think?
Yes, it's been good. Strepsils, yeah. Strepsils, yeah.
Why in there?
Yeah. God.
Right. On that note, shake it.
So basically, we will be returning to regular podcasts weekly, won't we?
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
We are. I know it was my fault because basically I was a powerlifter and then I was a powerlifting coach and it was 2 weekends in the truck. But I will have to say that I did become British champion. So, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everyone must
So that is pretty. Cool. So I do have a good excuse. And then my girls, they were lifting as well at the British all weekend. So big shout out to my girls who did at the British. They did extraordinarily well with a huge amount of pressure on them, and it's absolutely fucking fantastic. Also, big shout out to my girl Chloe, who came fourth at the Arnold's. Now, if you don't know about it, the Arnold's was cancelled, and she was already in Ohio when they cancelled the Arnold. But they still managed to allow the athletes to actually compete, which was nice. They just didn't have the big Arnold crowds behind them. But she still gave it her all. She still stuck to absolutely everything. And it was a hard, pressurized thing, you know, to go all of that way for such a huge, hyped-up competition and then to just do it on your own with the other athletes without any crowd behind you. That's a hard feat. Yeah. And she did ever so well and became fourth in that one. So massive shout out to you, girl. Massively proud of all of you. So yeah, so that's my little thing. But that's the reason why, obviously, we didn't have a consistent podcast. So I know that consistency is the key, but I also look out for my athletes and I want to be with them when they compete. So I would do the same for Jack if he was competing, and he will do the same for me. We would put the podcast on hold to support each other compete.
Yeah. Also, we're going to be having guests.
We will have guests back. If you want to be a guest on the Love of Oats.
Yes, please comment below.
But you've got to be well known.
You've got to have a following of at least 10,000.
Of at least 10,000? Really? We're pushing it that much?
Yeah. We need
okay, let's have like some criteria. If you want to be a guest, you can be a guest. Please apply below. But you have got to have either a following of 10,000, have experienced the coronavirus, or own a goat.
That's true. That's true.
I think that's a good criteria.
Yeah, you've got to be either the current world's strongest person or the current Olympia.
Yes.
So yeah, they're the two criteria. So
I reckon we should get Dave in. You know, if you didn't watch Jack's story doing the overhead Smith press, watch Jack's story because Dave is phenomenal. I love Dave. He actually stopped us in the middle of a set because he was cleaning the bathroom, and this big like wet floor sign was out there with a big sign on it saying please do not enter. Do you know how many people entered that bathroom? Dave was going mad. I do love Dave. But he was just like, Vic, tell me what this says and what does it mean? I said, it says do not enter, but what it means is please come in. I'm not doing anything in here.
yes So I went and peed on the sink.
That's it. Didn't wipe it off.
No, because that's what he wanted.
We're losing it now.
We are. Yeah, we're losing our heads. It's coronavirus. Anyway, I'll love you and leave you guys. Stay tuned. We're going to be back again sometime next week.
Doing auditings.
Yeah, and cool. Goodbye.
Look out for the diet. Anti-corona. Bye-bye.